Each of us has at least 1 hour every day where we have the freedom to decide how to use that time. It's Conor here, and one thing that's really struck me over the last couple of weeks, I've become an addict to a Netflix series called Elementary. And I think in the last 4 weeks, I'm now on season 3, episode about 20, which means that in the last 4 weeks, I have watched about 50 episodes of Elementary. Great series, Sherlock Holmes in the modern day, but one of the things that I have really noticed about the impact of Netflix is the amount of new ideas that have gone into my journal, the amount of thoughts that I've had to make YouTube videos has really dropped off. And it really struck me yesterday on the fast train from Barcelona through to Madrid, how over these last 4 weeks, I haven't had a lot of ideas for making YouTube videos. And I wonder what degree just this addiction to Netflix is. One of the things that struck me as I'm about halfway through this series. I think there's about 7 years of Elementary. So I have at least another 4 weeks at the same consumption level of watching Netflix before I go back to my standard level of reading, listening to podcasts, capturing ideas, writing down in my journal. But it really struck me how dangerous it is, the impact of Netflix, of binge watching series, and the fact that as each one comes to an end, a little button just pops up in the bottom right saying skip this and go straight to the next one. And the psychologists that make these series are excellent in knowing just how to finish an episode that you think, I just need to see the first few minutes of the next one. Each of us has at least 1 hour every day where we have the freedom to decide how to use that time. Everyone from Bill Gates through to someone who has to earn money just to eat today has to do some work each day. We have to sleep each day. We need to do some exercise each day. So it really comes down to each of us have no more really than 1 hour fully under our discretion of what to do each day. And for me, over the last 4 weeks, those spare hours, instead of going to creation, to ideas, to thinking, I've gone to a very enjoyable, but in the end, low productive in terms of ideas and thinking use, which is enjoying these Netflix episodes. I'm probably going to watch right through to the end of season 6, so I have another 4 weeks, I guess, of Netflix binging before I get to the end and free up this time for thinking. But I think it's an important thing to reflect on in your life. How do you use the 1 hour of discretionary time that you get each day? Do you use it to move forward in what is important for you? Do you use it to do something that is building you a better future? Or, as I have done over these last 4 weeks, use it to do something which just fills time and is a little entertaining, but at the end is not creating any new ideas. And I think long term, the way we've built this channel to where it is today is a lot of thinking, and I need to be careful not to allow Netflix, not to allow these easy to browse, entertaining, rapidly becoming addictive things to start to fill those 1 hours we have each of discretionary time. A question for you, if you only have 1 hour of discretionary time each day, what's the single most important place that you should be using it? I think if you're not fit, it should be dedicated to health. If you're not happy with your job, it should be dedicating to learning skills that will give you access to opportunities that will allow you start to have some control over your future. If you're not earning enough money, it should be, I guess, dedicated to what skills can you have, what passive income, what things can you create that start to generate you another flow of income to give you that power in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years. But I guess the cumulative impact, if I was to watch Netflix at the rate I've been doing for the last 4 weeks, would be to really reduce my earning potential over the next decades. So careful, and don't be like me and fall addict to these easy to watch things. And I guess the question I'd have for you is, how do you find the self-discipline to stop watching after one episode and not ending up watching 4 or 5 each time you sit down and watch Netflix? Anyway, reflection on a weakness that has entered my life over these last 4 weeks. Have a great one. It's Conor here in ESA Madrid. Sunny day, about to go back and teach. Got a great 35 senior business people on a communications course over the next 3 days. Have a great one.